2000. I think it's 3000 or 2000. And they were saving for their wedding. And so they started combining money. And he went and got it. And Gina was like, we can't afford this or whatever, and how are you able to get it? And it just became a whole big argument. So he took it back, but then she bought a bread maker or something. So they was fussing about money, but they both took their items back. But she ended up going to get the TV for him. And he was like, I thought you said we couldn't afford it. How did you get it? She was like, I have a stash. And I was able to get it. And he was like, what's your stash, Gina? $400, $500. She was like, add a zero. He was like, $5,000. She was like, man, Noah wasn't even that prepared. So, yes, we have.
Yeah, women have stashes. I don't know where y'all learned that from, but I know. So, I don't even know how we got there.
I don't know either. We was talking about separate bank accounts.
But I'm going to tell you, you did very good on painting the picture. You painted the picture. I give you a round of applause.
Look at me on the 50th episode.
And you know, I'm proud of you because you painted it. I was able to see everything. You did good.
Well, you know, Martin is my favorite.
Yeah, it is.
All time.
Yeah. But the separate bank account things, it could work for us, but I just don't see it as being all in. Mm-mm. That's almost like a prenup.
Yeah.
To me, it's like a prenup. So, but separate bank accounts, I don't think that's a good thing for me. But we're talking about us and the ongoing issues for us. And arguing or seeing things differently. And I believe that we have evolved over time to be able to be in this situation to where we can say what we want, feel how we feel, and being able to agree to disagree. Mm-hmm. What you think about that?
Yeah, I agree with that too.
Because I'm not the same person that I was 2 years ago. My thoughts about a lot of things have changed.
Yeah.
And the more that I read different things and the more I experience different things, my mind constantly changes.
That's growth and maturity, honey.
Mm-hmm. And it's just like I bring it to you to see how you're going to feel about it.
Yeah, and I want to say something about that too because I think sometimes we either get shocked, confused, or afraid when we start thinking different and we start looking at things differently. That is called growth. The reason why I'm saying this because I started questioning things a lot. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm like, am I wrong for this? Because you know how you're raised with certain things or you do certain things a certain way, but then when you get older, it's like, why am I doing this? You know, you start questioning those routines or whatever. It's like, why am I doing this? I can do it this way, you know?
Would you like to be specific about what you're talking about?
No.
You don't have to.
No.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, you know, you think about those things and then you kind of be a little afraid because you're not doing it the old way. Mm-hmm. And you disobeying. But you're not. You're grown. You're thinking about it. You're making sense of it. Mm-hmm. And you find a better way. You, like I always say, work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
So if you start feeling like that, just reevaluate what you're doing and know that it's not a bad thing. You're just evolving. You're growing. You're maturing. Your mind is opening up more.
Yeah.
That's all I want to say.
Well, I think with that being said, too, you have to understand how you feel about it. Mm-hmm. Because you could be taught something one way and you do it, but it don't feel right for you. Mm-hmm. It don't necessarily feel like I'm doing the right thing.
Right.
Because like I said, over these last 2 years, I've really seen a change in the way I view a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. The way I handle stuff now. Like I used to be very, very passive. Like if somebody said something, I wouldn't necessarily challenge it. I wouldn't necessarily say something about it because I was taught, be humble. You got to be strong.
Yeah.
And I understand that. But at the same time, now in my frame of thinking, I also understand if I let you do it once, it's only going to continue to grow. So if I don't challenge what you're saying to me, and I don't mean challenging a way like I'm not doing whatever. I'm letting you know I think differently about this. That's I don't feel the same way you feel about it.
Right. I guess I can say that's what I was speaking of earlier. Because I was taught not to talk back. You know, and I took that and I ran with it. You know, I will always be quiet, but once I got older, I was like, I ain't holding my tongue no more. My mama called me Thomasina today because she said I'm just like my daddy, Tommy Lee. You know, she called me Thomasina. So
I'm glad your name is not Thomasina.
Well,
Thomasina Kruger.
It could have been.
Well, thank God it wasn't.
Or it could have been Mignon Kruger.
If your name was that, this podcast wouldn't exist. We would not be on episode 50.
Shout out to my auntie Tammy. I think that was her name for me,
What?
Mignon.
That sounds like Tammy, yo.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like I said, I've stopped I'm not disrespectful, but like you said, I'm gonna challenge you, or I'm not holding my tongue in anymore. I'm not holding my tongue in. I'm not holding my tongue anymore. I'm gonna say something.
I think that's only right. You know, it's a time and a place for everything, but I've been learning over the, it's just like very recently, I had an instance to where an accusation was brought up against me. You know, this come from work. It come from work, but I'm like, I ain't just gotta sit here and take this. You know, and I don't even want to get into that situation, but it's just like I'm guilty before you ask. So if I just sit here and not say anything, then I'm gonna let you just get over on me. But with that mentality and that thinking, I think it all stems from how they were raised. And you got to think about it, right? You was taught that way. Were your grandparents around in segregation?
Yes.
Bingo. I ain't even gonna go back any further than that. Because there was a time that you better not say nothing back. And I think you had to be taught that in the home so that way when you go out, you don't say something to somebody and lose your life. But right now, I still believe that there's a respect value to not talking back. But our kids ask questions.
Yeah.
And I can appreciate that they ask questions. At first I didn't. Because I didn't understand, maybe they're trying to figure things out.
Right.
So it ain't like a power struggle to where I ain't got to explain myself to you. Because that's how like an older person would view it this way. Why you feel like I owe you an explanation. But if we want our kids to be critical thinkers and be able to understand why they're doing something, I'm going to tell you why I'm doing it.
Right.
I have no problem with that.
Right. And also, it's not what you say, it's how you say it too. Because if you saying it in a disrespectful manner, then I think that's when I'm gonna question you. Like, who you talking to? Why you talking like that? You know? But our kids don't do that. But
that youngest one do.
Yeah, she tests the water sometimes.
That youngest one do.
She been testing the water lately.
She have. It's
No, she ain't been testing the water. She's standing in it. She almost knee deep. I don't know what it is. I guess turning. Wait, she 8. Yeah. I don't know what it is. I'm ready for her to go back to school. I love her though.
That's some honesty for you. Yes. This been a long summer now. This has been a long summer. It has
been.
Yeah. But let's get into some of the stuff that we wrote down. We wrote down a few points. You know, we try to think a little bit about what we're talking about. So what you got?
Ongoing issues.
All right, we talked about that, and that one of those for us would be arguing or conflict. I don't even think it's bad though. And you said that as well, but I think that it's good for us because we're really trying to understand each other.
I just